Hello everyone, I am Dr. Danet Salim. Today I am going to discuss with you a very important topic about which every parent should educate their children from a very young age. We live in a society where even infants and toddlers are not safe from the attacks of sexual predators and pedophiles. The rate of child sexual abuse in India is alarming, high at around 50%, meaning 1 in every 2 children are abused. What is worse is that over 60% of these crimes are committed by people known to the child and his or her family. Many of the abused children are molested by their close relatives, family friends, teachers, neighbors, babysitters, etc. Hence, it is of paramount importance that your child is educated from the young age of 3 years to identify a good touch versus a bad touch, so that they have a chance to protect themselves from being taken advantage of due to their innocence and ignorance. Even today, in this 21st century, many parents are reluctant to discuss sexual matters with their children, and some do not know how to warn their young children against this bad touch. As uncomfortable as this topic might be, it is inevitable to educate your children about this, to empower them and give them a fighting chance against this child sexual abuse. One of the simplest way to explain bad touch is to use a doll and explain the area where the child should not allow anyone to touch. Show a doll and cover the area from lips to knees as a triangle around the doll, and explain that all the parts that fall within the triangle, that is lips, neck, chest, abdomen and area between the legs and thighs and buttocks, should be off limit for anyone to touch except for parents when they are bathing or cleaning the child. The area mentioned above should be taught as private parts which the child should not allow anyone else to touch. And this no touch rule should apply to everyone alike, regardless of how a close relative or a friend might be, so that the child is not confused on how to react if at all such a situation arises. If anyone tries to touch these parts, the child should be taught to do the following: say no loudly and firmly, run or move away from that place to a place where there are other people around, inform your parents about the incident or to a teacher if this child is at school when this happens. Also, teach your child not to touch the private part of their friends or their children or other children. There are few things we should take care as parents in addition to teaching them good touch and the bad touch. Be open-minded and have open discussions with your children. Make the environment at home a little more friendly so that you become your child's confident in sharing these type of problems. Do not scold or tease or dismiss a children he or she even hints about such an issue. Assure your child that you will be there to support them no matter whatever happens. Frequently ask your child about how his or her day was. Ask whether any good touch or bad touch happened at school, class, etc. One common mistake a lot of parents make is forcing young children to hug and kiss visitors, friends, relatives, etc. Except for the closest relatives like parents, siblings, grandparents, etc., it is better to avoid or encourage the child to get that intimate with others. Instead, they can be encouraged to use good touch gestures such as shaking hands, holding hands, high five, etc. The fact that over 60% of the child abuse is caused by people known to the child's family is mainly due to the access these individuals have to the child. As parents, you should try to avoid these circumstances where the child is alone with another individual. Always be vigilant about the people who have access to your children, be it the cooking at the home, driver that takes the kid to the school, or a teacher at school, or even close relatives and friends. Watch their behavior towards the child and the child's reaction. In case your child's behavior changes suddenly with the following signs, it can be suspected that the child had faced some sexual abuse or such traumatic experience. sudden lack of appetite or sudden lack of focus on studies, short temper, being gloomy, looking depressed, showing reluctant to go to school or any particular place, sudden onset of fear or fear to a particular individual, crying without explaining the reason, any bruises or secretions in the private parts. So in the interest of their safety, every child should be taught good touch and bad touch. Parents should also do the following: teach your child to maintain some physical distance from others, teach them the name of the private parts, teach them parents' name and the contact details. Every day ask your child about how their day went. Teach your child that they own their own body and no one should be allowed to touch them without the consent. And the area from lips to knee should be completely taboo for anyone to touch. Hope this video is helping in enabling you to warn your children about the bad touch and teaching them to watch out for their safety. Dr. D will be back soon with their another relevant topic soon. Take care everyone.